We've got 5 minutes of this hour left, which is just as well, because we've got my mouth is watering as I look at it.
Do you know that you did the broadest smile when that arrived next to you a moment ago?
What we got is a plate with some jam, but it's on these sort of crisp bread things, which are
They're
not
rice
really,
cakes. I think that's a nod at my waistline rather than yours.
Lord, rice cakes. You don't have jam with rice cakes, which we will establish with our next guest in just a moment. We're talking jam because they've been talking jam in the Commons. The Liberal Democrat MP Tessa Munt called for a parliamentary debate on the subject, opposing government plans to reduce the maximum sugar content of jam from 60 to 50%.
I'm actually quite worried because I think this is going to be the end of the British breakfast as we know it. I've been to France this summer, and you buy something that calls itself a jam, and it ends up being like some sort of coloured mud.
Well, Clippy McKenna is an independent jam maker. An independent jam maker. Hi,
yeah.
Clippy.
Hello.
Yeah, it's an odd description, isn't it? But anyway, that's what you are.
I'm still laughing at the coloured mud.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting
do you like that?
term.
You're happy to see this change. In fact, you helped with the consultation about it, didn't you?
Yes, I did help with the consultation, and
Does it stop
I'm
being
really
proper
pleased.
jam?
Well, that's the thing, and I started my business 5 or 6 years ago with my apple trees in my back garden in Sale in Manchester, and always with the hope of making something that tasted like it was still homemade by my mum.
Yeah.
And it just happened to have a lower sugar content, which I didn't really know anything about. I just wanted to make jam that tasted nice.
So you didn't say, oh, let's make this less fattening. You just
No,
did
I wanted to make it taste nice.
Even at 50%, that's a lot of sugar, isn't it?
That's what I don't understand. What this whole problem is. Because surely we should be celebrating something, and small producers like myself, and there are others in the country that wanted to make something that tasted really good, and you can have it with anything and everything.
Yeah. Well, actually, probably time we tried them, isn't it?
Yeah. So I personally wouldn't be up with the
Which
cracker.
one would you pick first?
So the fig one is the one that's at 60%.
We'll try that.
You'll need to tell us that
apple and strawberry.
There's an orangey looking one and a sort of a deeper coloured one.
I'm gonna stand up so I can have a look.
Is the deeper coloured one the fig?
Yeah. And the apple, strawberry and gooseberry.
I can see the little seeds now you mentioned.
Could our taste expert, Anna, who knows a thing or two about jam?
I know about anything sweet.
Yeah. Well, that nice crunching sounds on the radio. That's very good.
Well, I made them so that they would be able to go with lots of different things. So they weren't just for toast.
And that's 50% sugar.
Yes. So it's more about the fruit. So to have a jam, you have to have 60% sugar. Yeah. And mine fall within 51 to 54, basically. And 50% and below is a reduced sugar jam. But to make it 50% and below, you have to add like fruit concentrates and high fructose corn syrups. And why don't you just have fruit and a bit of sugar?
Right. I mean, so I'm getting slightly muddled here. Are these within the rules, these jams, or not?
No, mine aren't. No, this is why I called for the consultation, to take in the fact that I was doing something that was a bit different, and my jam was in a legal. So like a jam no man's land, basically.
A jam no man's land.
Indeed, yeah.
Oh, what a shame. Actually, so much of this stuff is quite nice. Do people still buy lots of jam?
So say that again, sorry?
Do people still buy lots of jam?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be able to supply the UK supermarkets if it wasn't for what I've done over the last 5 years. Just myself and my fiancé started the business. I started and then managed to persuade him to join me. Yeah. And there have been jamming ever since.
Have you?
Literally, yeah.
So if you were to change the sugar content in that, how would it change? What would it change, the flavour or the texture?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is because we're already like at the base level of like 51, 52, 53, if I wanted it to be lower, I would need to add such things as syrups, concentrates.
And that would be allowed, would it?
And
you
that's
could put
allowed.
A corn syrup or something in there.
Yeah, to make a reduced sugar jam, yeah. But to have like something that tastes fruity. And the thing is, when you're putting the sugar and the jam together, it measures it by the sugar that's already in the fruit as well. So you've got like a high fruit content jam with a lower sugar level.
Never mind. And whatever happens to these rules, I suspect you will survive anyway.
I hope so.
Clippy McKenna.
It's cost a lot of money.
who's a jam maker. A very nice, when I say a very nice jam, it's very nice jam. And she's a very nice jam maker as well. So both.
Thank you.
Double compliment. You've done well. That's what happens when you bring us jam or anything sweet. We're easily won over. Thank you, Clippy.
Thank you.